Nerves originate from the spine. It provides sensation to the skin and it allows motor power and function to the muscles. When nerves are injured, many structures are affected. So let's examine the cervical spine nerve roots. So if you have a herniated disc between C4 and C5, that will affect C5 nerve root. You will know if a nerve is injured or not by looking at three things: the motor function, the sensory function, and the reflex. So when we talk about C5 nerve root, let's talk about the motor function: shoulder abduction and elbow flexion. The deltoid is C5 nerve root. So we're talking about shoulder abduction. The deltoid is C5 nerve root. The biceps is C5 nerve root. How about the sensation? Sensation around the shoulder area. How about the reflexes? The biceps reflex is primarily C5. If we go to a herniated disc between C5 and C6, that will affect C6 nerve root. The motor function is elbow flexion and wrist extension, the extensor carpi radialis longus and brevis. You can see the sensation of C6 dermatome is at the thumb and index finger. Reflexes. Brachioradialis reflex is C6. So let's take a herniated disc between C6 and C7. It will affect C7 nerve root. C7 motor function will be an elbow extension, wrist flexion, and finger extension. The triceps is C7 for elbow extension. The wrist flexors is C7 and the finger extensors is C7. So give you like 7: wrist flexion and finger extension. And the sensory C7 is the middle finger. So if you see in the exam, sensation of the middle finger is affected, that is C7. So the disc is herniated between C6 and C7 level. The reflexes of C7 is the triceps reflex. Herniated disc between C7 and T1, that will affect C8 nerve root. Motor function C8 is finger flexion. C8 finger flexion from the flexor digitorum superficialis and profundus. The sensory C8 is for the little finger, the ring finger, and the ulnar part of the forearm, as you can see here. This is a safe way to remember the sensation of the cervical nerve roots. C5 sensation is around the shoulder area. C6 will be the thumb area. The middle finger will be C7. The little finger will be C8. And this is the area of T1. How about a disc herniation between T1 and T2? A disc herniation between T1 and T2 will affect T1 nerve root. The motor involved will be abduction and adduction of the fingers. And you can see the areas of sensation of T1 is around the medial aspect of the elbow. This is a chart summarizing the nerve root and the important nerve function of every nerve root.